Hey guys, it's Sujoy here, back with another video, and today we are going to be building my cousin his first ever gaming PC. This is a $850 budget build, so hopefully I can build something that works great for the price. Without further ado, let's get started, and remember to leave a like down below and subscribe if you do enjoy the video. So for our CPU, we went with the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, a budget champion. For only $150, you get 6 cores, 12 threads, and 3.7 GHz base. For our motherboard, we decided to go with the Asus Prime B550MA Wi-Fi 2. It supports the AM4 chip socket and fully supports Ryzen 5000 series CPU straight out the box, comes with built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and it was only $130. Truly a great motherboard for its price. For the RAM, we decided to go with the trusty Corsair Vengeance LPX 32GB. It clocks in at 3200 MHz and it costs us $68. For our storage solution, we decided to go with the WD Blue SN580 1TB NVMe SSD. It came in at $55 and I think it offers great speeds for the price. Now for the most expensive part of our build. For our graphics card, we went with the MSI Ventus 3X GeForce RTX 3060 OC Edition. This has a boost clock of 1807 MHz and 12GB of GDDR6 VRAM. For $300, this offers solid performance. While I did suggest the 4060 because of the newer edition, my cousin really needed the extra VRAM for his CAD projects. And for the power supply, we decided to go with the semi-modular Corsair CX650M. This is 80 plus bronze rated and it came in at only $65. And finally, all of these parts are going to be housed in the NZXT H5 Flow case. This comes with 2 pre-installed fans, a tempered glass side panel that's a little tinted, and a front mesh panel that will offer great airflow and a sleek look at a price of just $95. Truly, this is one of the best cases that I have personally worked in. Alright, let's start this build. So first you want to open your CPU socket. Carefully take out the CPU from the package, making sure not to bend any of the pins, and align it with the corner on the motherboard, place it in the socket, and press down the lever. That's it. Now you want to take your screwdriver and open up the included brackets on the motherboard because the included Wraith Stealth Cooler does not need them. You just screw them into the 4 corners that we see right there. Now you want to take your cooler out of the package, make sure you don't mess up the included thermal paste. And you want to just place it on carefully, making sure all the 4 screws are aligned with the 4 holes, and press down firmly. Now you want to take your screwdriver and simply screw it all in place. Make sure you get it nice and tight. And now you want to take your connector and plug it into the CPU fan header on the motherboard. Give it a nice tug to check if it's good, and we're good. Now let's install the RAM. Open up the 2 relevant DIMM slots, take your RAM out of the package, match up the notches, and firmly press into place. Now let's install the SSD. Take it and slide it into the proper slot on the motherboard. Hold it in place, and you want to use the screw that came in the motherboard box to screw it tight in place. That's it for our motherboard. Now let's work on the case. Open the I/O shield that came included in the motherboard box. Make sure it's in the proper orientation and snap it right into place on the back of the case. Now you want to take your motherboard, make sure all the proper standoffs are in place, and screw it in tight, but not too tight or else it could damage the motherboard's components and the screw threads as well. Now let's work on our PSU. Plug in any extra cables that you need. For example, I needed the PCIe port for the GPU. After all the necessary cables were plugged in, slide the power supply into place on the bottom of the case, making sure the fan is pointed down so we don't run into any problems, and make sure you use the screws that were included in the case box to firmly attach it in all 4 corners. Now let's work on everyone's least favorite part, plugging in all the cables. Plug in that 24-pin power connector to give the motherboard its power, the 8-pin power connector for the CPU, plug in the front I/O ports, the HD audio port, and all the necessary USB cables. Now we install my favorite part, which is the graphics card. Open up the bracket on the motherboard, firmly press it into place, and secure it to the case using the screws on the left side while also holding up the graphics card to make sure it doesn't sag. Then you want to plug in the 8-pin power connector to ensure it has power. Our build is finally complete. Let's see if there's power. Pressing the power button. Everything seems to be working. Give the mouse a little wiggle to help it turn on. And there we go, we have a boot. Now let's rapidly press delete. The computer does recognize all the parts. Press F1. And there we go, another successful build. Now that we know that the PC works, go ahead and install the tempered glass side panel, peel off the plastic wrap, and make sure you cable manage everything. Install the back panel as well. With Windows installed now, I think you guys can see that this PC works perfectly fine. You can go into settings and everything is recognized by the computer, which is a great sign. And I think for an $850 budget, this is an amazing PC because it runs 1080p games at 80 FPS at ultra settings, and you can also run 1440p at 60 FPS on ultra settings. You can also run all your CAD programs like SolidWorks and all the Creative Cloud programs, so it's a great workhorse as well. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous build, as without RGB, it's very sleek, and I will recommend this to anyone with a budget. As always, thank you for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.